Time. Time is so precious when it comes to studying or working, but actually, how hard can it be sometimes in trying to juggle having a productive life where we're able to study and work, as well as getting that right balance with having and seeing our friends and our family and having a good time. In this video, I want us to explore how you can be more productive. I've got some steps that I want us to explore with how you can make sure that you're using your time wisely when it comes to working or studying. So let's get on with it. Nowadays, we are so busy, and I don't think that's adults, I think that's younger people too, where it's as if we're going to bed and we're thinking of all the things that we haven't done, or we're waking up and we're just looking at this to-do list, or even if it's a list or in our minds of all the things that need to be done, and just so overwhelmed by it. But I just want to highlight one thing that we don't do very often, or not enough for my liking, and this is just with me working with my school kids. We don't actually stop and celebrate and recognise what we have achieved in that day. We don't stop and realise that actually, well done, you got that piece of homework done on time, or well done, you met that deadline, or well done, you got an okay grade for that mock or that end of topic test. Because what happens sometimes is that we are so focused on what's next that we don't actually realise just how well we're doing, just how hard it is. And I think this is one of my biggest things with adults. They don't realise how school can be so hard, but then they're not going to, because they aren't going to school here in the 21st century, and they don't know what it's like to have those expectations. Now, we can't be disrespectful to them, because that's just not what it was like when they were at school. So that's not their fault, it's just that generation thing, and we have to understand that they're not going to be able to necessarily see where we're coming from, but it is down to us to maybe explain ourselves with how it can be so hard. Because if we're just going to be in a huff, I'm completely going off here, but if we're always in a huff and you don't understand, well, of course they're not going to understand. You need to articulate how you're feeling. You need to put your feelings into words where you can actually try and get your point of view across to explain how hard school life is nowadays. Just try it, okay? Just try it. So here we go. Here's some do's and don'ts that you can do to boost your productivity. My first one is, sounds silly, okay? I want you to measure your time. I want you to track your time. I want you to know in the space of a week, what is it that you do and when. And with that, you're best literally blocking out your time into half an hour slots. I want you to really recognise what is it that you're wasting your time on, or where is it that you're spending your time. Because if you're somebody that hasn't got the time, and I hear this so often, haven't got the time, well, sometimes what we have to do is we have to make time. And in order for us to take on something new means that we need to kind of maybe let go or reduce something that we're currently doing. Another one that you might want to do is change perspective. For some people, they need to really explore what's the difference between what's important and what's urgent. Okay, or with that, it might be them recognizing that actually, in order for them to boost their productivity levels, it's about recognizing that things have changed. Yes, for some of your friends and your mates, they might be out clubbing, or they might be out just with their mates, and for you, you've chose to crack on with your work and to be more productive. It's just about recognizing what's important to you and realizing that your perspective may have changed for you personally, and certainly maybe compared to other people, and that's okay. And one of my favourite things is this quote is that the best project you're ever going to work on is you. And that is the truth. Some more do's is I do want you to limit your distractions. If you know that you are going to really put yourself into doing a piece of work or studying or whatever it might be, just recognise those distractions around you, and they can be really overwhelming sometimes. So in order for you to take control, I need you to limit your distractions. Another one that I'd really like you to do when you've got your diary, whether that's on your phone or whether that's, I love a paper diary, but block out time so you know that when you're coming back from sixth form or school, or if you've got this deadline, you block that time, okay? Now the beauty is that what you can do is you know that on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays from, 4:30 till before dinner, you're doing this and you're studying or whatever it could be. I'm just trying to keep it really varied. But by you blocking out your time is one of the best things that you can do, because then even though there might be the invitations that come in, you can say, yes, but I'll be free after this time, or yes, but I need to just move around my time for doing that. I always recommend, this is a mum alert, but if you get any homework or assignments or coursework, get it done, because otherwise subconsciously, got to do that work, got to do that work, got to do work. So even if you're having the most amazing time with your friends, subconsciously, yeah, still got to do that work. So just get the work done, and then you can be really present with your friends. When you feel as if you've got so much work to do, what I do want you to do is I want you to set small goals, okay? So I want you to take those big to-do lists in your mind, or, better still, write it down. But break it down, set it into small goals, because if you're just going to look at that list or just have it in your mind of how much you need to do, break it down. So I'd encourage you to do a list that you can visualize. Again, don't feel overwhelmed with it. I want you to be proud that you've admitted and accepted that, hang on a minute, there's a lot in my mind right now. I'm going to write down all the things that need to be done, and then that's for you to be like your guideline. But with that, again, it's being brave and it's being honest with yourself. But when you can break it down and set it into more manageable tasks, then it makes it easier for you to do. So yeah, be brave, write it down, and then break it down. Break it down. Even if it's one assignment, break it down into 4 chunks. And then when you've got your 4 chunks, then break it down again into 4. So then you've got areas to work on rather than this assignment to work on. So yeah. I would like you to do the hardest thing first. And with that, it's about realising that sometimes we keep putting off and we keep doing all these simple jobs first, and then it's literally doing the hardest thing last. That's just too hard, because by the time we get to that part, we're too tired, so we'll just do that another time. So it keeps going on day after day. So what I'm asking you to do is to really focus on doing that hardest thing first. And again, what you might need to do is just visualise how good it's going to feel once you've got it done. And my last do is believing in yourself and realising that you have to celebrate your achievements. Life is full of achievements. You achieve so much in a week, so much in a day, so much in a month, so much in a year. And it doesn't have to be massive. I want you to take it back and just realise those small achievements. Reading a book, for example, getting through the day. It's just about you believing in yourself. Because if you're not going to believe in yourself, then why should anybody else believe in you? You're really important, but you're the one who needs to recognise that. Anyway, I feel like I've been such a mum in this video. I'm so sorry. I really believe in you guys, but you need to believe in yourselves too, don't you? Anyway, listen, stay awesome, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Bye.